button record, and we will start the day off. Thank you very much for coming in. And sorry about what happened on Monday. Monday, we had a little glitch on the go to meeting. So we couldn't really log in time. And I had to request them saying if we don't start in the right time, then it is definitely not going to be okay. And hence, we had to call it off on Monday. And we said we'll pick up another day where we're not doing email marketing, which is on a Wednesday and Friday. We thought we'll go ahead and bring you inside the class. Here we go. Now we are in here. Uh, I already have a question. Vishwani says, I wanted to ask if there's any other pre-reading material that we need to learn on this particular module. I am sure there must be some, right? Pre-reading material. But here, instead of looking at a pre-reading material and also looking at what you're likely to do, fairly simple. Here's what the outcome should be. You're looking for databases. You're looking for databases. You will find ways to source databases. You will find meaningful places where you can invest your time, and you will find a set of email addresses, whether it's in bulk or whether it's in smaller quantity, all dependent on the source that we are tapping in. That's all we are here for. So that's the agenda. The agenda is you want email IDs, you would need some sources where you can get them. So A, bring in your notepad, wordpad, text file, whatever is easy for you. Yeah, bring those in, and then start noting down wherever we say bulk mail, bulk extraction, one-to-one extraction, validation, softwares, web directories, keywords. These are the categories that we will be discussing. Kindly jot down notes. The entire class is on record mode now, so which means, yes, Robin is my co-trainer. He always comes and checks the basic. He always wants to make sure that we send out the feedback links. I don't know if Robin is actually also engaged with Digital Vidya, but he normally cross checks with me saying, is the record button turned on? Have you started recording it? Have you given the feedback form? Just that he doesn't come back and check the rating, as anyone given a wrong comment on it or negative rating so far. Apart from that, Robin will be my co-coordinator, and he's going to be with us today. There you go. Uh, Thanks, Robin. I know it's very helpful, Robin. Trust me. Okay, so we are going to be looking at sources and how we can do that. And since it's the recording on turned on, so you don't really have to necessarily worry about saying, did we pick up this URL, right? Can we go back to the video recording? Should what you're thinking must be. So the video recording will be coming in maybe in a day's time, one day, or maybe let's say we are in India, one day will be 2 days time. So 2 days later, you will get the copy of the video recording. Let's stay in touch with the reality because not everything is going to be working as we expect it to be. Good. With that basic set, let's go back and do some homework. Okay, now there's a special announcement here to all those people who have come in. I know we are all learning digital marketing, but we are learning at our own pace, right? So, which means you don't really have to look at a 16-year-old and say, how come this person is actually getting special attention? Now, definitely yes. Trust me, when I was 16, I don't know where I was spending my time on. Maybe I was cycling, maybe I was running around here and there with my cricket bat, but I was never really looking at creating a web portal, talking about a dog and not a doggy. Yeah, something like that. So, I mean, not talking about a doggy, but talking about a dog. Maybe that's where I was engaged. But this 16-year-old is amongst you right now. And he definitely requires that special attention. And that's why he's getting that extra limelight. And I want him to continue getting this limelight no matter where he goes. That's my best wish from the bottom of my heart, that this gentleman may be Microsoft, don't join Microsoft, maybe Apple computer and helping that Tim Cook and cook better and quite a lot, right? He could do something special. If he's in Bangalore and decides to come there, I would suggest please come to lead sourcing. You will have a place. You go ahead and do whatever you need to do, and let us know what's your price and ticket price. We probably will see how we can pay you up. Okay, good. That's for him from our side, and I'm sure there's quite a lot to learn. If you're around the city, don't leave him alone on a Saturday and Sunday. Keep him busy. Let us find out what he's eating, what he's doing. Is he joining a meditation class? Who's his guruji? We need to find out all that. But well, he's not in Bangalore, so if not, I would have definitely brought him for coffee. Good. Keeping that in mind, Let's go jump and take a look at our agenda today. Agenda is fairly simple. When we're looking for sources on emails, which is by default, everybody is hunting for emails, right? Thank you very much. You're very humble. But this is 16-year-olds talking. In another 10 years, you will see what you're going to be asking us. Anyway, okay, start thinking right now. Okay, so when we're looking for email addresses, we want sources where we can find them. Number one. Now, the number two, we also need to find out, are we legally doing this, or are we also going to be creating a situation like Cambridge Analytica? Yeah, Cambridge Analytica also had the need, right? They wanted data, they not just the data of first name, last name, and email ID, but they went ahead and looked at what is Anand interested in, what is Nitin interested in, what is Nitish interested in, all that. The number of hours we spent, is it worth to spend hours? Yeah. So those are some of the questions that they had in mind, and they quickly developed softwares. They pinged Facebook. I did not get into much details about whether it was a legal contract or a not so legal contract, but at the end of the day, they had access to the libraries of the entire Facebook, and they started capturing data. Now it turned out to be illegal because something that Mr. Zuckerberg also agrees, that he did not intend to do that in the back end. Okay, now it becomes a crime story here because somebody stole and jumped the wall, and we are stealing our data from a third party company, which is legally wrong. Are we going to be learning that now? It's very important to actually understand that point of view and then go ahead and see what's possible to do and what is not. Now, the entire session is going to be looking into bulk. When I say bulk, I mean smaller quantity of bulk. Maybe you will say millions. Millions will take a long time, and it's definitely illegal way of making money or making getting the database. Millions. But if you're looking at a handful of emails to start your journey off, yes, doable. Are there any public sources that we can actually tap on? And the answer is yes, we can we go ahead and continue the process in the longer term, and then we be able to get in more such data? And the answer is yes. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. Bulk, in other words, a handful of quantity of data that we want to get started with. Now when we say data, we want to also understand that what type of data are we going after. Okay, now that's a question for you. What type of data? If you had this particular genie coming and telling you, saying, "आपके पास दो boon हैं, I'll give you two wishes. Your wish will be granted. Tell me, what do you want?" Can you, in with clarity, tell me exactly what your wish would be on the database side? Don't give me the other wishes, just the database wishes. What would your wish be? What would you want to do? Who are you going after? There you go. That's exactly what happens most of the time. And that's why the gods, the so called gods, don't actually break the ceiling anymore. Audience profile. Yes, that's exactly the other word for asking you, who are you going after? So it's a very important task that one should do in order to find out who we are going after. If the audience profiling or persona of the individual that you are looking at is not done, if we are unclear of who we want to really go after, then the entire activity of what we are doing is going to be having no meaning at all. That's why Google Map, when you're looking at a GPS system, as soon as it starts to give you directions on where you want to go, the first question is, where are you right now? And the second question is, where would you want to go? And if you don't really answer that right, you will never get the direction as to which path you should take. Here too, just make sure that the audience profile is clear. Let's say I have a product. I have a product which is okay for a marketing individual to use. Now I'm definitely looking at marketing people, isn't it? Because if those are the guys who are supposed to be using the product, then I will have to pitch my product to the marketing folks. Agree, disagree? If I have a product which is okay for salespeople and marketing people to use, don't you think I will have to go after them, that particular department, that particular title? Agree? There you go. Yeah, absolutely agreed. You are Nityanand Ramakrishna. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the introduction for those who actually don't know me, my name is Nityanand and Ramakrishna. Not just the Nityanand and the Swami. You will accidentally get that in. They are my SEO competitors. Just make sure that you type this in as Ramakrishna. I've heard about you. Yes, sir. I hope it's all good things that you heard about me because I do many things. Amongst that, I'm sure you're looking at all the good ones. Yeah, just pay attention to the good one. Ignore all the other things that you get in. Okay, good. I did. Okay, good, sir. Fantastic. I'm happy to have you around as well. Yeah, you sound like a cheetah, so you don't jump on me, Swami. You're not me. Nityanand is Ramakrishna. Okay, good. SEO competitor is Swami. Yes, Tenant Swami, after he did that mistake, which he's now happening to do a lot more, I am not able to kill him on the search engine. It's really, really tough. But still, when you search for email trainers in Bangalore, you'll only find Nityanand Ramakrishna and not the Swami. Good. Now, coming back to the point in terms of what we're going to be doing here, audience profiling is important. So, you look at your product, you look at your services, you look at the kind of service you want to take it to the market, and then you look at who is ready to buy this. And when you go ahead and look in such particular direction, you will automatically know you're looking for somebody in a particular corporation, in a particular location, in a particular department, and working under a particular title. Now, that's one of those ways on how you can profile them. Rashmi has already put a nice word there, marketing word, saying if we don't profile them or identify the persona of the individual that we're going to reach out to, the entire marketing activity will become futile. Okay, so let's say I have this product and it is meant for marketeers and salespeople. I want to go ahead and sell them. How do I start my journey? Well, the first thing is to find out who is ready to give me free data, like in absolutely not charging you anything, but it says, well, I am a repository, I am a database, I collect and gather and store all of them here. Anyone who knows how to take this will be able to utilize it. And that's Google. Absolutely. So Google it is. Google is one of the search engine, like I call it an encyclopedia. This encyclopedia holds on to a lot of information. Anyone who doesn't know how to work on Google normally keeps the private data as public. Private data sometimes made public. This is not Google's mistake. This is the web developer's mistake. Like for example, 5 years back when Aadhaar card, was pushed in saying, "Hey, you got to have that. You got to have that." I didn't know that they had a the second opinion on selling it at 500 rupee per login. But end of the day, they didn't make everybody push in saying you got to have an Aadhaar card. Well, we found out the reason 2018 that it was only to sell 500 rupee accounts to access to all of them around the world. Anyone can access those. Of course, there must be prevention now, but end of the day, some private data will also be public if the web developer doesn't know what to keep or what to show up on Google and what not to. Okay, so the web developer's work would be to store those protected files like the softwares of your Aadhaar card, which was available on public, generally freely available softwares, printer, anything that you wanted. All those documentation was easily available, accessible using an FTP portal long time ago, 5 years back. But now they understood that there is illegal activities. Somebody is finding it on Google, they're downloading it. Web cameras open, IoT, we say, Internet of Things. Internet of Things is also giving you access to keep everything on your Wi-Fi, and you can always access them. And that's going to also, if it is not prevented, can link and show up on Google search when somebody is really digging in deeper. Okay, so there are many things that Google does. What Google wants to find out is it a public data or is it a private data? If it's a private data, that means it's meant to be locked and Google should not show it. And that should be aligned by a web portal. And the web portal should give in directions to Google saying, this is a private data, don't step inside. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and ask IoT, the next generation. No, it's already this generation. But very soon it's going to amplify its reach. I'm sure you already have Amazon at home, the Echo and Alexa and quite a lot of guys, right? They're already talking to you, isn't it? Yeah. So if your refrigerator has not started ordering groceries by itself, that means you need a change in the refrigerator as quickly as you can, because it can now communicate with a lot of grocery stores in and around, and it can tell you saying how many eggs you used and how many is more pending and automatically place the order. Yeah, and it all comes in. That would be convenient. It's all coming. It's all coming. It's going to be so easy, and also so tough, because there are not just one window. There will be many window open. You lock the main door, but what about this windows that you're keeping open? Refrigerator, your Amazon Echo, and your Alexa guy, and all of those guys. They are the windows. So we got to really be protective as well. Which at a later class, I'm sure DV will come up with some module. We'll run you through the security processes on what you should do at home. I'm there. I'm there. I think I've got another 10 years. I'll be around. Maybe the security classes will take to all the home users as to what needs to be done. Good. And would be very precious for a bigger player. Absolutely, sir. There you go. You heard the man say. It is very important to see all of that coming in, because when you're learning, you got to learn it full. PEST: political, economical, social, technological. You got to be informed. You got to know how things are changing, how fast they're changing, and you should also know when is the saturation point coming in, right? And if you're not aware of all this, that means you will really be dependent. You will be alone in the marketplace. So keep a close watch on what's happening politically, economically, socially, because if socially everybody forgoes Facebook and Instagram, what's going to happen? So things are going to be really different in way the way we communicate, okay, or exchange information. There are many things there. Technological, for carless, driverless cars, and many other things are actually in the lineup, and augmented reality is coming in. I don't know if we will all get specs to wear, and the refrigerator, I mean, what do you call the lift, the elevators will also be augmented reality. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Those are all things at the at in the making. They're all coming very soon, but we'll have to be equipped. Let's first get equipped on how do we source this information. Google it is. So Google has pretty much all the answers to all the questions that we have. I'm going to go simply ask him saying, marketing buddy, department is marketing. I want email IDs from location Delhi. Anything that the keyword says Delhi, pick that individual. And also just look at the gmail.com. Yeah, because I want a sort of emails that I want, so I know what I'm looking for. Can you just go ahead and pick up marketing Delhi and all the Gmail accounts? No questions asked. Gmail, well, I mean, Google will go ahead and do execute that particular command, and will go ahead and find out how many of those web portals kept the information public. If the information is public, that means you are okay to be seeing it, using it. If it is private, it's the mistake of the web developer who has not protected it, sealed it, covered it, prevented it from Google seeing it. If Google sees it and you are also watching it, no problem whatsoever, because Google has it, right? It's public data, data that is available for anybody to go ahead and pick up and use. That's exactly what we're looking at right now. Well, here's the email: digital marketing. It's coming in from a web portal, and it says Gmail accounts. Gmail accounts, Gmail accounts. Now it's only 10 pages. See, if we are really going after one page after another, it's going to take a long time before we get in gray hairs. As we click on the button next. I think we should cut short in the process. How do we do that? Let's see what the maximum would be from Google to go ahead and see how they can change the settings here. Yeah, the smart ones are already saying it. Go ahead in the settings and make the changes. Let's follow them. Click the button settings, and then you see the search settings. Click the button search settings, and now you can see that the results is actually moving from 10 to 100. You can move it to 100. So you can go ahead and scroll that particular slider, or pull that slider to 100. Leave it there, and then click the button saying save. Now it says, okay, confirm that your preferences are being saved, but are you really a human to actually search 100 pages each? Yeah, go ahead, pass the test. Don't worry about it. It's questioning you whether you're a human or non human. Just go ahead and finish that piece. There you go. You're done with it. And now what you see is 100 results on one single page. Depending on how much Google is having the limitation to display to you, will be decided on the number of pages it wants you to see, have access to. Okay, so we have 100 on this, and then we want to actually scrape the data out, which is get only the email addresses out and forget all the other things that is there. How do we do that? Control A, the technical skill that you need to do after you type the string in. Control A to select all. Control C to copy. And then you move to a portal which does the magic. Email Reaper. Email Reaper. Fairly simple program. It says go ahead and paste what is in the input window, whatever junk you copied. Please paste that there. Okay, got it. We paste that there. And it says please click the button which says extract. And whenever we see an email ID, we will push them into the output window. Okay, good. Click the button, extract. And now you can see that it's picking all of it, but in one line with a comma separated value. It's just picking up everything in one line. I wanted that to be sorted out. So I click the button here saying, could you please make this one below the other? Like one below the other, keeping the format well. Click the extract button again. And now you can see that it's actually picking up all of those in the series, one below the other, one below the other. There you go. Okay, now you can go ahead and look at marketing, you can look at sales, you can look at a web portal, you can look at one single company, you can do many things around that particular string that we gave you there. Okay, now redo. Yes, we are going to be redoing it multiple times. First and foremost, let's give you the string. Let's give you the string. Copy this, paste, copy this particular portal, paste. There was that person, Vishwani. Copy and paste them as quickly as you can on a notepad and put a small header there saying what you learned here. So, which means any title, any keyword, along with an email ID. Google is actually going to go ahead and fetch that similar data and it'll show up to you. And the next step would be to scrape them under email Reaper. Just add that particular URL, drop the title. That's it. That's all you need to do. And I'm hoping that you're already doing it now. Let's go and take a look at another example so that it becomes like a repetition, but it's not repetition, but the same activity will be performed again. Okay. This time, what I want to do is I want marketing. I want them to be in Delhi. I also prefer it to be from a particular company. How do I do that? Well, I think we'll go ahead and modify this Gmail onto another company name. So, IBM, if that's okay with you, IBM. All right, it goes, picks up, but not a single email so far because as you could see, it's only pointing at the web domain. And there is a reason why it's only pointing at the web domain and not the email IDs because i- in.ibm.com is the email ID and not ibm.com. So let's see if I can modify this by saying in.ibm.com and check for it. Now you can see there's more profiles coming in with corporate profiles, not just the Gmail account. So I'm looking at corporate profiles from IBM. Okay, let's see how many we gathered. Control A, Control C to copy. I jump to my email Reaper and then I clear off the older search results and I search for it again. Now click the button extract and you can also see the number 72 on the first page of Google with all domains related to in.ibm.com. Now I can go after company, isn't it? So if I know somebody on LinkedIn and if I know the person's or the company name, I can go after this particular company as well. Sadanam, I think you already got the answer. Let's see what that is. Can we do this for one-to-one, particular organization? All right. Oh, there you go. Absolutely, yes, you can. All we need is some information out of LinkedIn. When you're looking at a profile and you know the person is working in this particular company, and you want to find out a list of emails, well, you can go ahead and do that. Not just pick up a list of people working inside the company, but in fact, go ahead and look at a few more people who you really want to go ahead and influence your product and services there. Can be done. And that's exactly what we've done here too. Good. I hope the person who said repeat, did you get the answer? Did you follow through as to how it is done? Ishnate. Okay, great. Thank you very much for confirming. Good. Everybody okay? At par with this. And you can do many more things there. The reason why we showed you corporate is some people really want corporate email addresses. Sadanam was directly outright calling out saying, I want corporate emails, not the Gmail, because he had a logic there saying corporate makes sense to reach out rather than a generic domain because I don't know if these guys are still using it. Yeah. But I guess only in India, right? because other countries have implicit permission and not allowing implicit permission? And the answer is yes, because that's what I saw. I mean, that's what I made a mention in the orange color, right below the lead sourcing. Maybe the doggy took up the limelight. I'll take the doggy out and I'll put it right in front of the doggy, saying, "Doggy, promote this. Doggy, promote this." See, now I'm sure you are able to watch it carefully, and this is what it says: only applicable in geographies where it is okay to send or use implicit permission. If you're going ahead and using in places where implicit permission is not allowed, then you're in trouble. There you go. Now I can see there. Only applicable in geographies where implicit permission type is allowed. US, yes, you can. India, yes, you can. Canada, no, you can't. European region, no, you can't. UK, very soon, yes, you can. Very soon, yes, you can, because Europe is actually going to slightly eliminate UK there. And since UK is coming out of the European region, you probably can. Malaysia, yes, you can. So systems like that, you got to really understand the Wikipedia link that I gave you earlier during our email marketing classes when we were looking at COP number one, and of course the compliance guidelines. If you go ahead and look at that, you definitely want to see which country is allowed to use implicit permission and which is not. South Africa, I belong. I can too. Yes, sir, you can. I believe you can too. See, I rarely understand that SMS shortcuts, but I'll do my best. I think you said, I believe I can too. Yes, you can too. No problem whatsoever, because very soon we will also be targeting Nigeria and quite a lot of countries inside. Africa is a country. So we're going to come in there to Africa very, very soon with some healthcare services. I'm going to go beat up that particular sector too very, very soon. Hey, I'm a legitimate spammer. You may address me as spammer, no problem at all, because what I don't sell is the product which actually fools you. Like, for example, you won a 10 lakh lottery ticket. No, 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 you got no lottery ticket. I'm not even giving you $10 either. So what I will be doing there is to help you understand what type of products healthcare companies are bringing in and what are the advantages that you have. Those are the only areas that we do marketing around. And so when we do it in bulk, people have a different version for it, and we are named as spammers. Good, I am the so-called spammer. You're talking to one. Now, this is exactly what you can do when you want to really look at a quick list of information out of Google, because Google is picking up every information out of the website which is archived to make it available on the general public, which means SEO optimized. Websites, pages which are SEO optimized are now available for you to scrape, because the company chose to be on Google and they want this information to be found. Simple. Does this extract just the marketing guys and all email IDs out of IBM? That's exactly what we indicated, but it may not be precisely 100% right in terms of marketing. Maybe the person belongs to the marketing department, they are in IBM and they belong to the marketing department. Is he a marketer? We're not sure. Because the keywords that it's currently matching is to find out if the person is in Delhi. And the keyword it's also trying to match up is it matching up with the IBM.com? So I would say 80% accurate data in terms of who you're reaching out to. Okay, good. Now, there's another challenge here. You might go ahead, pick up any number of names, any number of companies. Let me do this. If I'm going to go do this generally for a company, let's say leadsourcing.in, I want all email addresses related to the domain called leadsourcing.in. Picks up all of them, whatever is on the web portal, and it will go ahead and run a check to see if there is any other domain which actually has this particular name. There you go. Email address, not too far. Is there a way to find out if they're active and can we pitch them? That's the next element. Stay with us. I'm coming there. So Nithi at lead sourcing becomes easy to fetch, and now you can start adding me onto the spam list or any list that you want to, and then I can start getting out receiving SMSs or emails. Now, if I want to avoid coming out of your, coming or staying in your list, I can always use an unsubscribe link to move out. Unsubscribe link is a privilege given to the user saying that if you don't want to receive communication, please click here to move on. If I'm not given that provision, that's when you are really annoying the customer, saying that I don't want this information, it's irrelevant to me, and you're not giving me an exit point. And if you don't give them an exit point, since we're looking at animals today, let's take that cat's example. If a cat feels that it's cornered, what does the cat do? If a cat feels that it has no way to escape but it's cornered, it attacks. Ask the pet lover, he will know. It starts to go ahead and attack the individual who is right in front. Do you own the Reaper? Is that a great product like IBM? I would love to, but that's a source copied from somebody third party. But since there's a requirement for Scraper, we kept this product on just one single page. If I'm just waiting for that 16-year-old to go pick up this product, develop a little more, and do some miracle work there, but he's busy with IBM and Apple and all that piece. We'll come there, Chetan. I hope you get the point. It's a very simple software. It has a very simple JavaScript in the backend, and what it does is it does the purpose: pick up email addresses, and it's a source copy because today, what do we own? Airtel sung that song very well, isn't it? It said, "Jo aapka hai, wo mera hai." What they said is, "Jo tera hai, wo mera hai." That's how they sang the song, and that's exactly how it is. Today, there is no code that belongs to you personally, and there is no code that belongs to me unless it's patent and copy protected. If not, nothing belongs to you. Copy protection is also a myth again because I can go ahead and modify the code to fit my need, and that becomes my code. So that's exactly how it is on the web, and that's exactly what's being done here. It's not a great product like in a product, but it does the purpose on picking up the email addresses. Job done. Like this, I've given you a carrot now. You can go ahead and bring in any domains you want, given as many contacts as you want out of that particular company that you want to get after. Well, that's exactly how you go ahead and fetch them. Now, are there any other sources that we can bring in? Because the other wonderment is, are these people all active people? That means, are the email addresses going to be valid emails? That's a bigger challenge with data marketing today, because you can compile the list, shelf it, saying that these are all people from marketing department out of Delhi, North India, Airtel subscribers, and many lists that are still making the rounds. If you take a closer look, the list is compiled in the year 2007. List is compiled in the year 2007, and that's being sold in the year 2018. Many people, and that is because the cost is very low, the number is very big. Millions of emails for 500 bucks. Now, anyone will be tempted to see what that data is. So, when you pay up to 500 bucks and get the list, you will notice that it is all dated 2007. Now, how do we know if this validation of that particular data is right or wrong? Because Google may also have similar information. Google says if the portal exists, I don't think if the company is not existing, I'm not checking on that. But if the portal exists, I will go ahead and bring that in. Okay, now how do we sort that problem out? Let's go back and say this is validation. I want to know if it is actually valid email or an invalid email. Valid or invalid? Question mark. Okay, now how do we get this out? First, let's understand what is validation process. Okay, so let's get in here and say niti at gmail.com. This is my email. This is not my email. I'm just giving you an example of my email. Okay, let's put my email address here. FBI. That's how they say it, right? Yeah, so say it like that. FBI, Niti FBI. We also have EBI. EBI is Email Bureau of Investigation. So I also own EBI. EBI is a division which only evaluates email marketing, email bureau, that is. We have a lot of people around here who actually wear a cap saying we are inbox experts. We also have printed T-shirts. I don't know if you've noticed that seen anywhere. but we have t-shirts printed out saying inbox experts. EBI it is. Now the question is, how do I know this EBI thingy is working or not working? Okay, so in order to understand how the validation process works, you need to understand how it is being divided as well. So the second half of that email that you're looking at is called the domain. This half is called the domain. This piece is called the local part. Local part. Now, the local part, which is the name, any name it can be with a dot, underscore, and many other combination that people have decided to have. That can be any combination. Domain. So we need to validate not just the domain part. If you type in www.google.com or gmail.com, is it valid? Of course, it'll be valid, because unless the company shuts down and says we're going to get out of this planet, it will still be saying yes, it is working. But is this person existing in gmail.com? That's the tougher part here. Most of the service providers will go ahead and give you a function to validate a domain and not the local part, because validation of a domain, dime a dozen. Oh yeah, you can get it like a very cheap model. Millions of emails for about $3,000, $4,000. You can get the job done. Millions of email with just a few dollars. I mean, with just a few cents, you can get the job done. But when you go back and tell the service provider saying, "I would like to validate the entire email," that's when it starts to fall into pricing. Here we go. This is There are certain service providers in the market who actually do the validation. 35 paise, Bright Verify, brightverify.com. I think .com, you just type the domain there, you'll get the web URL. Bright Verify is the company. Now there are competitors for Bright Verify as well, 32 paise and anything between that range, 30 to 35 range, 30 to 32 paise range. You will have Hubaku, you will have Zero Bounce, and of course, these guys have Black Friday, Thanksgiving Day, and many, many other days, Cyber Monday. They throw out a lot of huge discounts for anyone who's coming in and signing up during that time. It's lost now. You'll have to wait next year in case if you're looking at when is that. November time, I think Huboku came up with an offer, 50% off on any data that you buy. Like in any downloads you want to do or extra credits you want to buy, they give you that to validate a domain alone or the entire email. This is whatever I'm calling out right now is the entire validation. To just to validate the domain, you have a service provider who does the job, very decent job in terms of validating the domain. Let me take you there. Atomic Email Verifier, and he's got many products there, some useful products. I'll show you all of that because you come into the class of lead sourcing. So I don't want to hide anything here. So let's go ahead together and see what is in here. Email verifier. You see that particular product? Click the button, and now you can see some of the projects that we have done. Hopefully, it'll take me there. Okay. Now it says now I've cleared off your dust. Okay, got it. Yeah. Stay with me. Okay, let's go to the verifier itself and drop a piece of domain. Create a task. What is that going to be? Well, test domains. And if you have a list, you can go ahead and bring in the list. If not, you're just going to be bringing in some emails which needs to be validated. Okay. Niti nitiebi@gmail.com. And I'm going to actually also make a mistake here. Niti at theworkheroes.com. I'm going to misspell the Gmail here. Let me see what it does. Gmail. Okay, so create the task and 3 email addresses added. It says, okay, so these are the email addresses we want to validate. Start the check. Okay, so it runs around in the backend as you could see, and it says job done, and it says the job is done. Okay, now not checked 3 email addresses. So if you go to the email addresses, you will know it says I have not checked any of these emails, maybe because I don't have the credits. Is it? Start checking again. Okay, you're free to explore this. I'm going to actually push this, validator for you. This guy is only checking the domain. This guy is only checking the domain and he doesn't do anything else. So that's like a domain checker. In case if you want to really pick up a domain checker, you can always use this guy. There's another guy who also looks at domain verification, X Verify. I think it's because my expiry date on that particular day was December. I haven't renewed it, and that's why it's not verifying. Okay, X Verify is another guy at a lower cost, only validating domains, but not the local part. So you can always use this service provider also in case if you're looking at validating the domains and not the local part. But don't waste your money there because some people are okay with domain validation, but if you're getting into data business, the email ID must be a right one. Select the email addresses. No, it's not. They only upload the data and then it'll automatically start evaluating it. There is another subscription that I was reminded and I haven't upgraded it, Robin. That's why. Okay, good. Anyway, I'm going to show you more evaluators. Come with me. This is just the start of the game. In terms of what you're looking at as a software to use it for validation, bulk validation. So any of these guys will be able to do the domain validation without charging you too much. But how about the guys who actually want both local part as well as the domain part? If you're doing email campaigns on MailChimp, MailChimp would need an active email and not just the active domain. It has to be both local part as well as the domain part needs to be right. If not, MailChimp will reject that as a working email ID. How do we do that? Well, I think let's go to Uhuboku and ask Uboku saying, Uboku, what's your idea? Can you help me? And the answer is, of course, Uboku will be able to guide you through the process in terms of getting you a quick validation of local part as well as the domain part. Okay, it says, well, you can go ahead and start the plan in. You also have a free plan here, that email validation plan. You can pick that up. I was on this plan and I then had to quit using them because I use it only when the client has a project. I don't use this when I want to use it. I mean, unnecessarily because just throws out the credits every month and you got to pay up 8,000, 9,000 bucks every month in order to sustain that particular 10,000 bulk that you're getting in. I click the button here to actually verify this entire domain and email. There you go. Validation of the local part as well as the domain part. Done. Okay, likewise, you can do it in bulk as well, but you need to buy credits. The more credits you buy, the discounts you get in. And the catch here is if you register for a free account, and before the expiry date of that particular 14-day free trial expires, and if you register onto a plan, you get 50% discount on all upgrades that you're likely to do in the near future. That's an added advantage here. So if you lose that 15-day free trial and then upgrade your plan, well, you'll have to pay 100% of the cost. So most of them come pick up a free trial and then in 14 days time they go ahead and upgrade, 50% discount on the total price. That's Uberku for you. I don't have a Bright Verify login, but Bright Verify is also in the marketplace, but he's very expensive. And even when the clients come in, we can't really afford that particular piece. So we buy their login. We tell them saying, go ahead, test them in your own, accounts, and then make sure that you use your database. That's Bright Verify for you. So there are many companies in the marketplace. Smart Selling, they are doing. They're doing PF their product, proof of their product. Absolutely. See, end of the day, you have compiled it. You have put in a lot of blood and sweat in compiling the data. Now it is only to go ahead and look at whether it's a valid or invalid. You pay me for the valid ones. Yeah, I don't have to really collect money for the junk. Go ahead. If it is junk as per Hubaku, I'm fine with it. If it is junk as per Bright Verify, done deal. Only pay for the ones which are valid. This is data selling. That's how customers work. If an email is valid, does that mean it is currently active? That checker is not in the marketplace as yet. For example, Annie's email ID. Is it a working email ID or a non working email ID? Many validators to do that particular piece. But as Annie opened up her email account in the last 30 days, if that's what you're asking, If active user, which is like your app checking, how active are you and what is the duration of checks that you do on your app, if that's what I'm validating, in the last 30 hours has Annie opened up that email, no one can validate that. No company so far has gone to that extent to find out if the user, when was the last login date of that particular user. Has it been 4 years past, or has it been 40 minutes past? No, not at all. Only for last 30 days. It will not validate that. Also, you will never get to see whether it's the last 30 days. If somebody is fooling you around saying I will also validate to see whether it's an active email, they're just telling you stories. Yeah, it's another scam, should we say? Yes, it yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, it's a scam. It's a complete blind eyewash because somebody doesn't understand that no one will give you that API. Gmail is never ever going to give you that API saying, here's a quick access to when the person has been active. It never comes in. Nor can the domain users like Hotmail, I mean, sorry, your GoDaddy and all the hosting service providers who provide the MX record, they're also not going to make it available for public. We had a database which we updated once in 90 days, but we call those DB individually and confirm them. That's the truth. That's too much work. That's the only way to find out if it's an active email. Yeah, currently there are no softwares. Swarna, you're hearing it. There are no software so far. There are no plugins so far. Try the Linux operating system route. Try the free, what do you call, the open source software checking. There is an opportunity, Swarna. There is a market there. Look at any company. Annie is your first customer in case if we are building up a product. So think about those ideas. And first is to hunt the APIs. Today it is, I'm saying that it is not available. Tomorrow maybe there will be. Day after tomorrow maybe somebody will actually leak out that particular API. So maybe we should take that for advantage, but wait till that door's open. For now, I think pretty much every door is locked, saying we can't tell you whether the user is actually active or not. Even the ping to find out if the local domain is local name is actually existing, some of the companies are not okay with that. Some of the companies are not okay with that. So that's something that you want to keep in mind, that most of them don't like this and they call it harvesting activity if you're knocking the doors too many times. That's why we use multiple IPs, multiple domains to knock the door. When we're looking at Gmail or Hotmail or Yahoo, we use different domains to actually knock the door, not the same guy. If the same guy knocks more than dash times, we studied this on our email marketing class. We can knock one service provider in a minute. How many times? How many times can we knock the door? When I say knocking, I mean delivery is possible in a minute. How many emails can be delivered? Numbers have become placed wrong side, but Omkar, good job. I think it was your keyboard's mistake, and he's right. 21 times in a minute. If you hold on to that number good, whether it's a knock to check if the email is existing or not, or it's a knock to deliver an email, either ways we're knocking the door saying, buddy, we have a package to deliver, and somebody says, sure sir, who's the name? And then we say, this is Sanyogita, and he says, yeah sure, she is here, and that's all we need, and then the package disappears. And the guy is actually watching, saying somebody knocked from this domain and they disappeared immediately because they just tried to validate. But we weren't running a package delivery, right? Which is, we're not delivering an email there. So that's another validation process some people have adopted, that delivering an email could be the best choice. If the email bounces, that means it's a bad email. So they pick up some, dummy email IPs, and they start rolling out campaigns using that particular IP. What they don't understand is that the knock is only 21 times. And if you knock more than 21 times in a minute, by default, the domain, even whether it's a valid email or an invalid email, it will say error. And that will also be considered as a non working email ID, but the person existed there. So these are some of the constraints that you will see when it comes to programming your hardware, I mean your software systems to do the validation processes. Okay, good. You've seen all the premium ones, right? This is for your customer. In case if the customer comes in and the customer has the budget, you can always move him there and say, go ahead, we've done our basic analysis on or gathering around your database. Now validation is something that I will directly bill you after paying, or you pay and you get the validation done and just pay me back the bill. Tell me what is the count that Huboku or Bright Verify does, and then we accordingly bill. I work with US customers like this. US customers are very sensitive in terms of data harvesting. I am operating in India, and according to them, I am a snake charmer guy, and I'm behind some temple where there are many rats. Because BBC is only calling out India, meaning there must be a bullock cart, a heavily loaded bullock cart that goes by the screen, and then there is that snake charmer's picture that comes over, and then followed by a big, huge temple with a lot of rats. So most of the US customers that I talk to, they have this particular picture from BBC documentaries saying if you're talking to people in India, that this is where they would have gathered it. So what we do is we say, okay, chalo, we're not really inside the temple, nor are there any rats running. Email Chalmers. Yeah, you could say that. So these guys are, yeah, they're gathering somehow. So they when they look at that particular thing, that's the problem, right? So we will have to make sure that we stand by the quality and give them the free hand, saying we've done a bit. You go ahead now and tell us what it is. And when it comes to transparency, 100%. They'll come back and give you the entire report as to what Huboku said and what Bright Verify said, and accordingly raise the bill. In minutes, you will get the PayPal account calling out saying that we received the money. Okay, now that's one of the ways that you can actually monetize when you're looking at data harvesting or picking up a handful of profiles. Okay, good. Are there any other cheaper mechanisms to get the job done? Sure. The same atomic email verifier that we went in also has a product which is like a desktop product. It takes a long time but does the job very, very well. This is called Atomic Email Verifier. So you can pick up this particular product, which is actually a verifier, a standalone desktop system software. You can buy this by paying 3,000 bucks. I think I already have the product. Um, since I'm not using it, I might give it out to some people, which are who may request that. But I don't know if you'd really want to put it to use, but let me know if that's what. So it's the software is already downloaded in terms of me installing it. Here's another catch: it can't work on a Mac computer. It has to work on a Windows operating system. So if you're looking at some Windows operating system on your computer, at your office, so you might want to install that Atomic, many products on Atomic, and then start using a Windows operating system to run your database validation. Okay, so I hope you will start to use this particular product as well. I can show you another product. This is only Windows, as you could see. It's a exe file, and it's just a uh, waste for me sitting down with an exe file. It will never get executed at all. Okay, now the other product that you might want to be aware of is called MaxProg Email Verifier. When I'm typing it, you can see some keywords here. समझदार लोगों के लिए इशारा काफ़ी है. So I've already given you what you need to do, but I can't tell you what to do. I'm sure you can see what is there. Okay, so you just check the MaxProg email verifier and then click the button saying it works on Mac and as well as Windows. This is, yeah, easy for you to understand. So you come in here, you can download the product. macOS and Windows. Depending on your software that you want to work on, you can go ahead and bring in. Process is fairly simple. Drop a set of email addresses, click the start button, and it will validate. I have the software with me. I'm going to bring this up. Okay, so that's the guy. Um, that's the guy. So I'm going to go bring him. Um, there you go. He's right here. And he says, sir, one email or many emails? So it can also do one-to-one email check. This does the local part as well as the domain part. I'll also tell you what kind of configuration that you'll have to do in here in order to make sure that you get the accurate data and not just the domain validation. By default, it does domain validation, so you might want to be careful around that. So I'll show you the settings in a minute. For now, just know one single email can be evaluated by using the radio button here. or multiple email sets. When you click this button, it will directly share, ask you to share the data sources wherever those sources are. As you could see, that's our bread and butter, right? Lead sourcing and email marketing. You can see many databases here. So you can pick up one of those and say, please start to validate them, and it will start the process immediately. The settings. You click on the preference here. I'm hoping that it's the same if preferences on your Windows operating system too. But check for a place where it runs a check on the preference part. Then click the advanced. Now watch carefully what we are trying to say here. Stimulate, which is pretend a message delivery. That's like, remember that particular trick where you ring the bell and you run away when you know somebody's at home, right? This is to annoy some, neighbors that we a long, long time ago, 1947. Yeah, me too, engaged in that. That same thing is what we're doing here. Stimulate a message delivery. That means we're knocking to see if this particular using this particular extension to see if this email is a valid email or not. Click the radio button here, and then it also says, would you like me to validate to see if it's a verify command? Yes. Check that box as well. The others one is to only make sure that your system is faster. If it's superior, then you can go ahead and alter the number 50 to 100, and then what is the domain that you're trying to use? Any domain will work. Working, non-working domains, still okay. You can go ahead and give in that particular domain and then click the button OK to accept the settings. Once that's done, go ahead, pull in a list of emails. Okay, so it says output. Hopefully there's emails here. Yeah, there you go. Emails. I don't know if it's valid or invalid, but as you could see, there's emails, and it quickly goes ahead and shuffles them into a product into the domain source. I click the start button, and the next thing that I'll have to do is, it says verifying the list. Please wait. What it will do is it will quickly pick up and sort out all the .coms separately, .org separately in the backend, only to ensure that it's knocking, at a precise time and not too many times. As you could see, it's already starting to validate, saying 9 valids, 10 valids, 2 unsuccessful, which means the domain is not answering right now. No one at home. It will give in 5 tries before it gives up on that particular emailer. There you go. It started to go ahead and validate them. You can also see the backend as to what it's doing. Let me show you that. See that knock, and then it quickly says 250 okay. That means somebody answered the door, and then it quickly comes back and says this is done. Okay, this is a valid email because somebody is there to address them. Okay, 252 is actually a soft bounce. Quickly comes back and says, sorry, this looks like a valid email, but I don't think anyone is at home. 250 okay is the sign that we're looking at, and that's what shows up right here. Give me a heads up, this is clear, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you save your money rather than going into Huboku and blah blah blah. These are all very very expensive unless you have a customer. But if you're validating it for your smaller tiny little projects, you don't want to bill a tailor $250 to actually get the validation done. No, no, no. You want him to get in engaged with his customers. You create a Mailchimp account and you charge him only $2,500 or $3,000 a month to keep in with the engagement with his existing customers. So email marketing can be one of those, and you can bring in, right, 30 clients, $3,000. What's your number? Would you really want to go back into an office and sit down at one project and one particular product and one particular services, and there's many other nuisance that comes in along, and then pay the government 20% tax? What is that? Professional tax. जो कमाए वहाँ पे दे दिए. But when you open up a business, then I think you get to share 50% of the profit, and the other 50% you can show it as expenses, which is like 30-40% expenses, and then gain back some of the claims from the government body as well. You got to know the rules when you're playing the game. So sitting at an office and earning bigger, larger checks is only meaning that you're paying off 20-30% back to the government as a tax. So you might want to really look at how you can monetize your learning, but because you're already a certified individual. So you're looking at around 3,000 billing done with smaller coffee shops, tailor shops. Yeah, the person that you're stitching your pants, your shirts, or maybe that lady who's a tailor who's got the list of all the customers but never has sent an email saying this is what we are doing. Okay, so maybe that's something that you can always think on and see how you can monetize your business as well. This is like email marketing reaching into inbound. Absolutely, very very precisely put. We're knocking to make sure that somebody answers it, and when somebody answers it, that we know that somebody is in there and jumps out saying it's a valid one. If there is no one addressing it, it will say, sorry, I tried multiple knocks, but no one is responding to it. Can I know over 250 you talking about? I didn't see that. Can you hover over the 250? Okay. Okay, so which means the 250. Okay. So let's go back. I think the process is ended. I will not have the backlog, but I can do it with one-to-one emailer. Stay with me. Niti at leadsourcing.in. Check. Start. Okay, so you see the knock here. 250 MX service. Verify Niti 250 to 250. Okay. You with me, sir? That's the 250. Okay. So this 250 okay is 250 okay. Yeah, there's a company also called 250 okay. Oh, okay, I see that now. Because that was running too fast because it was trying to evaluate a group of 50. Not when the person is seeing the email, right? No, not when the person is seeing it or whether the person is actually ready to receive it. It's only trying to find out whether it's ready to receive. Nitish, sir, are you aware there is similar tools in Apache? Yeah, sir. We are already having our own products. We have Srinath developing it left, right, center, and that's exactly what our offering is to a customer as well. So if I'm looking at Srinath here, you can see those evaluators. Yeah, there are many, many evaluators and macros that we keep creating at the office only to save the cost. So we end of the day bill the customer like Bright Verify does, half the cost. 15 paise is what we bill the customer, but what softwares we use, what VPN services we use is all in here with us. We do the validation. So if you take a closer look here, we tunnel this through multiple IPs from other data centers because our IP can also be bad, our IPs can go wrong. And as you could see, these are the number of IPs that we have in order to ping data centers. One data center will have 5 different IPs. We close to invest money on this. You're looking at around 20, 30 different IPs coming in from all of these data centers. So we use these softwares in the backend, and it's a self-made product that we have, which does the validation for lead sourcing and email marketing. It's a service that we offer to the customer, and hence we couldn't really afford a third party. I mean, not for too long, isn't it? How long can you go back and watch what do you call Amazon Prime? No, no, no. Give me a break. We need a route. We need another way out, and that's something that we always keep thinking. Good. Thank you for bringing that up. Who was it? Anurag, isn't? Mm, Anurag, I think. Anurag, thank you very much for bringing it. And it's time for you to go back and look at those Apache and open source platforms. Huge amount of libraries that will allow you to create your own product. If you know a little bit about programming, you will be able to quickly combine all those libraries together and have your own self made validator. Okay, so the sky is the limit here when it comes to digital marketing. You look at a product and you want to see how you can replicate it. Yeah, that's why it is important to see how you can put it as a niche, like a entry barrier they call it. You got to make sure that it's really really tough for people to replicate your model of plan. But looking at digital, I don't think it's going to be too hard for us to replicate. Very soon we're coming up with a front facing interface which allows you to do something like what Huboku and various other service providers do. We're coming. Cool. Let's go back and take a look at a few more things. Everybody clear with the answers in terms of validation. Now, I've given you the software names, not just the names, but I've also given you the links where it leads you to. If you're looking at that Huboku to be typed, that's Huboku for you. Bright Verify, if that needs to be typed so that you copy and paste it, so be it. Zero Bounds, there's it. Zero Bounds. Copy and paste it. I hope it makes sense. And these softwares are already mentioned in one of your LMS platform tools. When you click on the tools, you have some tools for email marketing as well. All these tools are mentioned in that particular process. Okay, good. Now, what else are we going to be learning? Now, apart from this type of harvesting that we did randomly on Google, you can also knock a specific domain. If you know the domain is actually open for public, like the one that I can see here, email trainers in Bengaluru, Bangalore. And now you can see, there you go. LinkedIn profile shows up along with the company name. Now, the LinkedIn profile showing up gives me a lot of clues saying LinkedIn profiles are open on Google. Now, when you know something like this, that means the profile is there with a lot of details given and made public. The LinkedIn rules and regulations or the terms and conditions are very straightforward. When a user is creating the profile, they are given the choice saying, would you like to keep it public or would you like to keep it private? Depending on what the customer chooses, LinkedIn will go ahead and push certain things on Google, certain things will be avoided. Now you're looking at that LinkedIn profile showing up for a keyword called email trainers in Bangalore. Oh, well, that's simple, isn't it? That means the door is open. So when the door is open, oh, well, I'm not going to actually stare at it. So here's what I will do. Site, this is how you talk to Google, saying, Google, don't go hunting everything that you have on your directory. Just go ping a particular domain called linkedin.com. And to say that, to focus on just one domain, you say site colon linkedin.com. I'm looking at marketing. I'm not looking at marketing now. HR, and in HR, that person must be a HR manager, and he must be coming out of Bangalore, and probably Gmail accounts. Why Gmail account? Why are you not going behind the corporate email addresses? A, LinkedIn profiles are not a mandate for any company users to go ahead, employees to go ahead and create one. And most of the time, it's a job security, job threat, right? Because anyone can lose a job. Anyone can lose a job. Anyone wants to make a shift into their job or profile, and hence they normally keep it accessible in their own personal accounts. And since it's a personal account, we can't think about a corporate domain. We're looking at a Gmail domain. There you go. Hit the enter button. Data all over the place. Well, the settings will change when you're in an incognito window. Reset that again and say, please move that to 10, 100, and preference saved. Google will again question you saying, are you seriously sure? Yeah, 100%. There you go. Okay, now you get 100 email addresses. Procedure remains the same. Control A, Control C, jump back into email Reaper, extract. One per line, one below the other. And now you have HR managers. Okay, what do I do with this Gmail account? Tell me anything beyond email. Don't tell me that you'll do an email marketing. Bad idea. Bad idea. Email is not only for email marketing. There are other ways that you can utilize it too. What would you say? How you'd utilize it? CV. You can, yeah, but that's going out through emails, right? I'm saying thank you very much. That's the answer I was looking for. Job well done. Very well answered. A lookalike customer on FB. Lookalike customers are reaching out to the niche utilizing Google AdWord campaign, and it goes on. You can think about different ways on how you want to utilize an email rather than just an email itself, sending out an email. That's the second choice. But when you use a set of emails, when you have done your Facebook campaign, when you have done your Facebook training, you by default have gone through one particular class which talks about personalized, customized target audiences that you can pick up utilizing Facebook. And in one of those places, you see how you can pick up a handful of emails and go ahead and generate lookalike customers. Converting prospects, customers into a lead is what we can call it. Also, helping them, treat your brand as not an alien, but a known angel, a known angel. Yeah, unknown, a known angel Yeah, you can call it as non-angel because we are looking at humans as victims of similarity and familiarity. If they see a PPT, oh, they look so very good. Then they say, "Aha, I'm at home. I can go to sleep now." But if they don't look at a PPT, they get agitated, saying, "Hey, यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? What's happening? Why is he not showing me Shah Rukh Khan's picture?" Yeah, yeah. That's exactly how people are. Similarity, victims of similarity and familiarity. So if your brand is not being seen on Facebook or on Google, they can't spot you at all. But you're sent an email that will definitely sound like a scam. That will definitely sound like a spam as well. Okay, so how do we avoid that? Well, I think you should pick up a handful of emails and show them a banner with your logo saying this is what we offer for the first 3 weeks. Fourth week, send them an emailer. You will see magic happening on your email because they've already seen you on Facebook. And now they know that you're also utilizing some of those mechanisms to get into their inbox too. Job well done. Okay, there you go. So that's exactly how you use different perspectives on your email data because it is not only that particular activity that you're looking at, there's more to the game. Good. Now, the question is let's focus a little more on extraction. Okay, so we're currently looking at just email Reaper, which does the magic a little bit to pick up all the emails and sort them out in proper order, gives it back to you saying these are some of the emails I found. But is there another simpler way that I could utilize? And is there more options available elsewhere? Oh, well, come with me, come with me. There are many companies, many companies who have come up with a product because they know today we are in the information age. Information available on many job portals, information available on many e commerce portals. Sometimes we have the similar product and we want to match them. I do this with my dental clinics. I want to know the work times, right? When are they coming? What time do they open up? So I pick up all the clinics in and around HSR layout. Email Reaper, is this a free tool? Absolutely free, sir. Did it ask you any premium cost right now? Absolutely not, and it's going to be there forever, including an SSL certificate because Google thinks or Chrome thinks that it's like a scammy site. So we have incorporated HTTPS too, so it's easier for you to access them. Absolutely no problem. Use it as long as this survives. Good. Now, coming back to the point, it is definitely secured, and we are not really interested in the database because we know the source. Yeah, we get sunlight. We don't need your battery. Yeah, we get the source here. Source Google is the sun, and what you're looking at here, whatever you're doing, is the battery. We don't need your battery for power, but we have Google with us. So just do not worry about whether this email will be taken in processed in the backend. Yeah, even then we will not understand what criteria you were looking for. Just an email is not going to be an email. I mean, good for us. Good. Coming back to the sun and the sources, are there any ways that we can apply different ways apart from email reaper to extract the data out? Sure. When you're extracting the data, we're looking at some common sources that we can quickly hit the button and then extract all the data out there. Apart from email, any other fields, possible fields that it can extract? Let's begin with a smaller game player who's absolutely sitting on your Chrome plugin it is. So it can sit there and get the job done, very making it a little more easier for you to scrape the data out. It's called scraping. Many companies have come up with different products, but all of it is paid softwares. I'll show you the free ones and then we jump to the paid ones. Here's a free scraper. You go to Chrome and say scraper, Chrome plugin scraper, uh, with the R, of course, and then you say search. And you see a lot of voting here, and you can see the first one. I'm hoping that it's the same one that I'm referring to because there are many products are on the scraper. Not definitely not this guy. So move back, and you're looking at the same one again. Back. Okay, let me get you, my guy. Buddy, just come. Okay, so there you go. He comes in. He does the job very efficiently. And look at it, it is not gotten that glory red color, blue color signs and all that. And look at the number of people users actually using that particular plugin. So yeah, downloaded it at least. Okay, good. So you're free to actually download that, and I'll show you how to use that particular plugin on your Chrome browser. If you're on an incognito window, you'll have to jump to a normal window, regular window, in order to install it, and then make it active on your incognito window as well. Then you can start using it on an incognito window. If not, by default, it will not be enabled. Hope it makes sense. That's information for anyone who's using it for the first time. Let me know after you've done it. Thank you. The quicker, the better. No doubt. Mm-hmm. Smarty 1, Smarty 2, is it? 3. And the countdown begins now. Okay, right, good. 4. Installed. Oh, well said. Okay, so let's go and take a look. Thank you, sir. Thank you for confirming. Come with me. Come with me. Let's go use the same Google browser. Here we type that particular string, right? Site colon linkedin.com. I'm looking for not the HR this time. CEO, Chief Executive Officer, preferably in Delhi. Gmail accounts, please. Yeah, the CEO also has a Gmail account. True. You'll be surprised. There you go. Many CEOs come in with the emails. Thank you very much. So I send this script about the string to you as well. Take a look. Uh, okay, so instead of using the Reaper, I'm going to go use another method. String, please. I've already pasted, sir. Okay, so I'm going to go use a different method and try and extract the data. Now, it will, the scraper will definitely ask you saying which field would you like to extract. Okay, so it's important to go ahead and specify what in the data that you getting to see you want to scrape. Well, I want to scrape the URL. So the link here to the LinkedIn profile of the particular user, I want to scrape that. Select that. Right click after you select that, and you can see that button which says scrape similar. Click the button. It will quickly go ahead and scrape pretty much everything that you see there with that particular link activation. Scrapes all the URLs and says these are the URLs. Would you like to copy it to your Excel sheet? Yeah, I mean, it's Control C, so you can paste it anywhere you want, or export it to Google Doc directly. Okay, or you simply select all the information that you want. That's the paragraph, and then you can sort them out later. I'm doing it. I'm still doing it. Can you explain it one more time? I'm still doing it. So you can either select one particular line that you want to extract, and it will select that particular field, and then go ahead and extract similar looking. What I'm saying now is that I want all the 6 or 7 lines that's being displayed. I want this entire paragraph. Right click, click the button, scrape similar. Picks up all the data right there. Yeah, you with me? No? Okay, let's go ahead and do it in one of those computers. Who asked me first? Let me see. What's the XPath in jQuery? So if that is coming, that's the path how Google has stored the information. Now they're going to hit that and particularly get the information out, and that's what they're trying to make it clear with you, saying this is the path that they're hitting on to get the data out. But if anyone wants me to come to your computer, let me know. Nitesh, do you want me to come to your computer? Let me know if I can do it on. Sure. Wait, I'm going to send you a request now. So we will do it on your computer, but you'll have to be a little faster. Time is not in my control at all. Yeah, it's flying away. As you could see, I have another 21 minutes to close the day. I've sent you a request. Please accept the request as quickly as you can. To summarize, what does Scraper do exactly? Capture the information, and gives you the flexibility to store them anywhere you want, and then you can go do modifications and pick up the fields that you want to. Simple. Clear, Rachel? Instead of using an email reaper kind of stuff, we are actually picking this up through this. All fields. Yeah. Any field that is actually visible to you is now being scraped. Rachel, heads up. We are about to go to teleport ourselves to Nitesh's computer, but looks like the teleporting machine is not working. Um, or he hasn't really clicked on the button saying, "Okay, agreed, come to my computer." Sir, have you clicked on the button? Okay. Since the teleporting machine did not work, I have to return back to my original base, and I will try and do this after 9:30. Okay? So Nitesh and me will spend a little more time because my teleporting device is not getting permission on the other end. Okay, because this teleporting is not a just swing. I can't go there like the Star Wars guys, but I will have to take a permission there with their computers to come in. Okay, cool. Let's go and see what else can be done. Scraper is one simple tool that sits on your Chrome plugin, and you can pretty much pick up anything that you want there. There are many tools there, many of them. In terms of some people say store a copy in their file in their databases. That's the rules and terms and conditions that you'll have to accept. And most of them will not make head or tail out of it because it's just an email ID. What can they make out of the email IDs? Nothing at all. Are there any other tools that we can put to use? Well, I think you should look at Outwit Hub. Outwit and the Hub. Uh, Indicators to all. Was it Anurag, Swarna, Harsh? Dig deeper on this particular tool. You'll be able to harvest a lot of information. There is no constraints in what you can do with this particular tool here. But for the rest of you, please, eyes on the screen. You may be sharing sensitive information with this site or app. This means this message from Google, is it okay? You're not going to be sharing any sensitive information. So whatever is being captured, they want to store it in their directory as well. That's it. Say okay and go on. Say okay and move on. Yeah, thank you, sir. Okay, cool. So this is how to it hub. You can click the free download and version that is only for 100 searches, absolutely free, and anything beyond that, you'll have to convert the software into a paid account. But what does this software do? Well, only when you start installing this application and put to use, you will know the power of it. But I have this guy since the last 4 years. I'm a great fan of this particular product. If you think Nityanand and team is buying softwares, then I think Outwit Hub would be one of those. Yeah, regularly every year we go ahead and pay a premium to make sure that we get the updates, make sure that this particular product is working on our computers. And I don't think a day where we have not used the product every day because we're lead sourcing guys, right? We will have to use many tools to get the job done. And here's such tool. Okay, so there you go. So the cat is out of the bag. I'm going to empty this, and this is exactly how it looks like. And you can see the tool here. What you want to do at the initial stages before you get a hang of what it does, I want you to treat it like any other browser, like for example a Chrome browser, a Firefox browser. When you trigger that, it will have a navigation bar, and that's the navigation bar. Go to the navigation bar. When you know this is not the site you want to visit, you normally delete that and then type the site that you want to visit. So type in google.com. Treat it like a browser. Browser shows up google.com, and now it says, "What would you like to search, sir?" So go ahead, type your string in, and say that you're looking for some HR profiles, this time HR directors. Uh, you want to look at HR directors, but on a profile, it'll be director. So you might want to pull out that S there and make sure that it is just one director that you're hunting. This time in Mumbai, and I would like the Gmail account, please. Gmail.com. Search. Okay, now since it's by default trained to show me 100 pages, I think it's already displaying 100 pages. What do I do with that? Well, I think you should just move your mouse instead of going to email reaper, scraper, and all that. You just move your mouse towards your left hand side and tilt your head towards your left. And then notice that particular button which says contacts. Click the button contacts. Give it some time because it's processing. As you could see, there you go. It quickly pulls up and rips out all the data there, which is actually on display, email addresses and phone number if possible. Phone number is there. It picks up the phone number in places where the phone numbers are displayed. And then it says, what would you like to do, sir? Well, I would like to definitely catch it. So click the button catch after selecting all, and then now you have the data on your hard drive. Okay, that's it. As simple as it can be. Yeah, don't no sweating, no scraping, no copying, no Excel sheet, blah 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 blah, and it just does the job. Now, what about the second page? Oh, very simple, isn't it? Just scroll down and click the button second page if that's what you want to do. That's one manual effort that you might want to do, and you can see that the data disappeared, and then it quickly brings up the next set of data. Now, sometimes you'll be so excited that you will forget that you're not catching the information. That's why you have something called as auto catch. Click the button auto catch, and now it starts to auto catch. 111 emails so far. 111 emails so far. There's one more page pending because it's only 3 pages. Click the button next, and now it automatically refreshes to a new set of data and waiting for the numbers to come. 163. Job done. How much does it cost? uh, it's $89. $89 आज का तो प्राइस डॉलर्स का तो आप देख रहे हो. Yeah, I can't tell you 69, and then tomorrow it will be 72. So $89 multiplied by the current exchange rate, and I'm sure that's the cost that you'll have to pay. And how long is it? Lifelong. $89. They're not going to come back again asking you any sort of money, no subscription. But this is for now. This is for now. They're already looking at a recurring, money. Like in every month you pay for the software. They're working on that particular plan. But before they do that, I think you should go ahead if you're really working on, or if you have plans to work on databases. I think this will be one software that you want to invest your money in. And sometimes you might just want to do it for SEO sake, right? Because SEO guys also train you on picking up keywords, URLs, and the top link, and blah blah blah. Yeah, so for that blah blah work out, so you can go ahead and say click the links, and now it will quickly pick up all the links that is around in that particular page. There you go. Now, if you are looking at just the in.linkedin.com, you just have to specify saying I'm looking at in.linkedin.com, please. And I'll highlight all those in.linkedin.com and says these are the only ones I can see. Would you like to extract them? And the answer is yeah, clear this dump and then click pick up the ones that you want to catch. There you go. All the LinkedIn link. Now, each of those are relevant profiles that you're going after. So, in case if a customer is actually ready to pay you for the LinkedIn profile, well, I think you have a list there. You can set it off. Now, how do I export this? You see the export button, click the export button and choose the format you want this file in. CSV, Excel file, XML file, JavaScript file, or the JSON file. You go ahead, go whatever files you want to, pick them up and store them at a place that you want to. Job done. Here's another big thing that it can do. Jump back or just click the search button again. It'll search for the same info again. Okay, now it comes in and now it says, what would you like to do now? Okay, so I'm going to go back to my previous link. Remember, without the site linkedin.com, we just typed in marketing and then we picked up a handful of emails. So let's go there. In.ibm.com is what we hunted in the outset. So I'm going to go do that. In.ibm.com, please search, and then it quickly brings up. I'm going to clear this dump. There's no value for that data because data is always there. You can always go shopping, yeah, and then quickly pick up the ones that you want. I don't need this links anymore, but I'm looking for emails, so I go to the emails and see how much we got. Search. Okay, it quickly brings in. It's going to IBM contact. I don't know if you can see the URL. Play close attention here. You can see that it's going to IBM.com and it goes on to many other IBM.com pages. and it's picking up the data from there. How much do we have? We have around 35 on the first page of Google. But this 35 also has a lot of gold mine if we jump inside each of those URLs, isn't it? So what you tell the tool is that you select one of those particular fields and say, buddy, I like you jumping inside here. Could you please jump deeper onto that particular profile? Select, right click, and it says, find in this particular source, I want more contacts. You see another one which says, fast search contacts from this particular pages or the links that you see in this particular page. I select the second one and leave it for some time. See what it's currently doing. It's scraping that particular LinkedIn profile inside and then jumps into one of those contact details of each of those links and picks up all the data there. If it spots an email, it quickly brings up that email and says, this is an email that I found. So you don't really have to dig in deeper, clicking on the links and do all the sweating. Well, the software does it. It's already crawling, and you can see it says you've been recording the video, and I have less bandwidth to actually operate. Stay with me for some time. So it will go ahead, look at all the links in there, and it will jump into each of those links and dig for more information. Ladies and gentlemen, that's for you for now. When you come back on Thursday, I have a few more tools to demonstrate. You come back and we'll take a look at those in detail. Thank you very much for coming in. If you have any questions, stay back. If not, you're free to go. We'll see you soon with the part two, where we go one-to-one extraction as well. It's a pretty much same process, but we will do a little more, what do you call, ways to see things, different perspectives on how you can apply the same logic through different tools as well. We'll see you soon. Thank you. What is the pro in doing this deep dive within more links, more emails? As you could see, it made a lot of noises, and as you can see, 1238 email addresses fetched in, 1238 emails fetched in, and more. It hasn't done the process yet. अभी शुरू हुआ है. Big database making in the making. Absolutely. Rightly said, Pooja, on Google. People like you are rare to find. Okay. What happened, sir? You suddenly put me in the cage. How are you able to get that screen like that? The screens are very simple. Right click, and then I said, go ahead, pick up everything around. And that's all it did. It goes ahead and brings up all of them. Yeah, what is the pro in doing? What is the pro in doing this deep dive? Is to get more specific emails, ma'am. Great information session, informative. Thank you, Robin. We'll see you back again. There is more to come. There's more to come. This is what I found in Google review. Okay, so yes, sir. Yeah, they put me on a cage. They said 10 rupee, $10 for viewing this guy. Yeah, but you get it for free, sir. You can talk to me. I'm on LinkedIn. You may also reach me on leadsourcing@gmail.com. Leadsourcing@gmail.com. That's my email ID. And I will also send you my phone number. This is on my WhatsApp. This is my personal number, so you'll see my kids are on there, but that's my WhatsApp number as well. Based on your experience, which is a good tool amongst all of them? There is no, ma'am, if you ask me saying pick up a tool from a cutting player or an hammer or maybe a screwdriver, I would say all of it is required because that's in my toolkit. I would have to see what is the problem, what is the customer's requirement. Based on that, I pick up and choose the tool that will help me do the magic. But if in terms of investment, every tool is brought in when I have a client. I do not buy any tool unless I have a client. You heard me right. Trust me, this is honestly 100% truthful lessons I'm telling you right now. I do not buy a tool just to explore, just to have fun, just to gain experience. No, 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 no. If I see a paying customer, I go negotiate everything around the tool. I will tell them saying that we will be able to do this, blah, 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 and then go ahead and invest the money before I bill the customer in the next 30 days. Okay, that's how these tools landed up here. There are many, many other tools on the computer. Everything had a typical customer in the back end. If not, If it is not plugged in, powered by somebody, we have no money. Okay, so I'm sure you should also do the same. So as long as you don't have a paying customer, don't think about investing. Go ahead, read YouTube videos, go find manuals, read, learn more about the product, see what it can do. You've seen the demonstration here too, and it's still working in the back end. You can learn all of that, but wait till the customer comes in and says, "I have this requirement. Can you guys process this?" And you confidently say, "Sure, yes, we can get that done. No problem at all." If you're good at something, never do it for free. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. You said it. You said it. Always build the customer. Always build the customer. Be resourceful. Yeah. See who's quoting it. Does it sound anywhere like a 16-year-old? I'm coming back to that same pool again. But some surprise. Gentlemen, your signature maybe for Jaden. We'll collect that when you're dropping into Bangalore. Let us know. Can there be a class on lead sourcing? I think you're present in the class right now. This class is called lead sourcing. Ma'am, what happened? Everything okay? Oh, scoring. Lead sourcing, no man. Read it properly. This is called scoring. That's a good point, ma'am. But again, you tell me what you want to score. I can quickly tell you what kind of scoring systems are available. I had, in fact, a document which spoke about all the scoring systems that the planet Earth had. Stay with me. I know the scoring method is to pick up. Is that the lead scoring? I think so. Oh, wow. Kya baat hai? Stay with me, man. I think your prayer is answered. Lead scoring guide, everything you need to know about lead scoring. There you go. 50 plus lead scoring mechanisms that the customers use today, and all right here. And I think it's a file from Marketo, and you're free to actually use them. Band system is what most of them follow. You can also follow a task mechanism. Yeah, Band is BANT, Band. Let me quickly save this guy and push it back to you as a copy. Stay with me. 2 minutes. Can you share this link? 1 minute. No, precisely 5 minutes. I'll get there. Yeah, stay with me. I'm gonna get this for you. Which means it becomes life becomes easy when you know the terms on how companies are using it today, because it's not rocket science. Information is all over the place, so you can quickly mug that up one or two, and then you'll sound like a professional on lead scoring. You would conduct a training, and we'll all be there. Yeah, so that's something that you can do. रोटी मत तो नित्यानंद रोटी बनाना सिखाओ. मेरे गुरुजी ने बताया. तो क्या करेंगे? We are by default we're troubled individuals here. See, lead scoring. There you go. PDF and PDF, is it? Nice. So this is PDF. I move this guy to Dropbox and then I give you the link. Okay, Dropbox. I'm enjoying this session. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hishneet. Thank you. Don't feed a man a fish, teach the man fishing. Absolutely, ma'am. But we had some modifications done 2018. रोटी मत तो रोटी बनाना सिखाओ. अभी हिंदी में भी हम सीख रहे हैं. हिंदी नॉर्थ इंडिया के लिए आ रहे हैं. Lot of audience there. So in the dialogues now. Yeah. I'm gonna go push this into a blog. And okay, so yeah, so you have all the bakery geekery stuff and all. What we need is this document and the link. Let me show you this. I wish I knew Hindi. Any translation is also coming, so don't worry. We have subtitles there. So I'm gonna go pick this link up and share it with you. Okay, I hope this is the link. There you go. Okay, ma'am, let me know, confirm if you can see that particular file. If not, I will try and modify this here. Share it. Create a unique link. Okay, copy the link, push it back. Okay, this will allow you to download, and the other one will just give you to preview it, view it on Dropbox. But I suggest that you pick up the second link and keep a copy on your hard drive, push it on your phone, see it 10 times, and then you'll be the master. And let me know when you're conducting the class. I would love to be part of that class too. Download it, fantastic. Yeah. You let me know when you're conducting the webinar. Free, by the way, free webinars. And let's send us the invite. Yeah, that if you're not learning it for training, then I think you're not learning. So you'll have to learn something, look at the PDF and see how you'll conduct the training program, making it easy for 16-year-olds, and sell that PDF to us, and we will all be there to ash it out. Thank you very much. Goodbye for now. We'll see you soon on Thursday, I think. No, Thursday. I think we will see you on Friday for lead sourcing. The regular group will come in on Thursday, back again for email marketing. Goodbye for now. Good night, Sarva. Bye bye for now. Sorry, couldn't find. Uh, oh, you couldn't find the link? One second. I passed the link again. All right, there we go. Try now. Just one click and it'll automatically download it. So you'll have to search in your downloaded file. Yeah, folder. Yes, automatically downloading. Yeah, this is non-automatic download link. The previous one was the download button. It just that the 0 and the 1 is changing. That's all. If you notice carefully, the last digit is 0. I convert that to 1, then it becomes a downloaded one. Okay, cool. Goodbye for now.